I saw you that night when you walked down that street with your head lowered, your hands trembling, and your heart so heavy you could barely lift your feet. I saw the way you blinked rapidly to keep the tears from falling too quickly, but they came anyway, uninvited, uncontrollable, sacred. That was not just a road. It was a sanctuary of sorrow, a stretch of pavement that carried the weight of your disappointment, your prayers that felt unanswered, your dreams that looked abandoned, your hope that felt foolish. But I tell you this, my child, the same ground that absorbed your tears will soon echo with your laughter. The same path that heard your whispered pleas for relief will soon resound with the celebration of answered prayers. Nothing you cried for was wasted. Not one tear fell without heaven taking record. I walked with you then even when you felt utterly alone. I sent angels to surround you even when your heart thought it had been forsaken. That street you thought led to nowhere was the very path I was preparing for your return in glory. You were not breaking down, you were breaking open. In every moment you thought I was silent, I was working in secret. You thought it was over, but it was only the wilderness before the promise. Every rejection, every betrayal, every slammed door was a divine redirection towards something greater. You saw a setback. I saw sacred preparation. You saw delay. I saw divine timing. You looked at yourself and saw weakness, failure, foolishness for believing, but I saw a warrior. I saw someone I could trust with deeper revelation, someone I could mold in private before unveiling in public. The street you cried on is not cursed. It is consecrated. It is marked now. That memory of pain will not forever carry sorrow, for I will repaint it with the colors of redemption. I am not just restoring what was lost. I am rebuilding it in a way that will silence every voice that mocked you, including your own doubts. You do not yet realize how close you are to the shift. The people who passed by you on that street, who didn't stop to ask if you were okay, will one day turn to look again, not because you need their validation, but because my glory upon your life will demand their attention. I have been whispering into the atmosphere, commanding even the stones beneath your feet to remember your sorrow, so they will recognize your joy. Your feet will return to that place, but not in defeat, in dominion. You will walk with a stride you never had before, because you will finally understand why I allowed the pain, why I didn't rush to remove the storm, why I didn't immediately lift you out of the fire. It wasn't to punish you. It was to position you, to anoint you, to awaken you. And now that the season is shifting, I need you to look again, not at your pain, but at my promise. Look at that same street with new eyes. It is not a place of shame. It is holy ground. I am raising you from the ashes, not just to survive, but to reign. The crown I'm placing on your head was not forged in a palace, but in your pain. The oil I'm pouring over you is pressed out of every tear you cried when no one was watching. You didn't walk that street alone. I carried your spirit, even as you thought you were collapsing. And now, I'm calling you to return, not as a mourner, but as a messenger. I will cause you to testify in the exact place you were once tempted to give up. I will make your life a lighthouse for others walking in darkness. The same street you wept on, questioned me on, doubted yourself on. That street will witness your restoration. Your enemies will have no choice but to watch. Your inner critic will be silenced by my favor. Your miracle will not come quietly. It will shake the very pavement beneath your feet. Watch me turn your walk of shame into a parade of praise. Your time is not just coming, it has already begun. You don't yet see it, but heaven has already declared a reversal over your name. Every moment you thought was wasted is now being repurposed for something greater than your understanding could grasp. The street you once walked in silence, feeling like your prayers evaporated into the cold night air, has been remembered by me, etched into the divine coordinates of your story. That exact stretch of broken pavement is about to host the moment where your mourning becomes dancing. For the longest time, you believed the lie that your struggle was meaningless, that the late night tears were simply signs of weakness. But I've been measuring every ache with precision. Your sighs were songs to me, your groans were prophecies in disguise, and the heaviness you carried like invisible chains was forging an inner strength this world cannot comprehend. I know how tired you've been, not just physically, but in your soul, wrestling between surrender and disbelief, between holding on and letting go, between trusting me and feeling abandoned. But my child, that fatigue was not from failure. It was from the weight of growth. You were expanding even when you felt you were collapsing. The cracks you cursed in yourself were actually the places where my light was pouring through. And now, just as surely as the sun rises, so too shall your name rise into the atmosphere of divine fulfillment. I have whispered your name in rooms of favor long before you stepped into them. I have turned the hearts of those who once overlooked you, for I alone have the power to make them see who you truly are. They thought they knew your story. They thought your silence was defeat, your withdrawal was retreat, your weeping was surrender. But oh, how wrong they were. You were being set apart, not set aside, hidden, not forgotten, guarded, not dismissed. The isolation that haunted you was actually insulation from distractions that would have derailed your purpose. You thought it was punishment, but I was protecting the oil. You thought you were behind, but I was preparing a surprise ahead. You didn't miss your chance. You were being rerouted to something higher. There's a reason I didn't let certain people go with you into this next chapter, because what's about to take place on that street, in that memory, in that place of former agony, requires no doubters present. I'm turning it into sacred ground, and only those with eyes to see will understand what they're witnessing when you rise. The very people who walked past you, who ignored your cries for help, who pretended to love you while hoping to see you fall. Those people will now be silent spectators to my glory over your life. You don't have to prove anything. Just keep walking, keep praying, keep believing. I am the God who specializes in full circle moments. And a street that once knew your pain is about to know your praise. That parking lot where you broke down, that bench where you called out my name through tears, that corner you stood on, begging me for a sign I never forgot. And now, I will honor your endurance publicly because you chose to trust me privately. You didn't curse me when it felt unbearable. You didn't stop believing even when it didn't make sense. You were tempted, yes, but you remain mine. And now I will show you what I do for those who weep in secret but still look up with hope. My angels are already being dispatched. The wind is already shifting. And soon, your feet will touch that ground again. But this time, your posture will be different. You'll walk taller. You'll breathe freer. You'll speak louder. And when you do, you will remember that victory wasn't random. It was rehearsed in heaven for a soul like yours. Keep watching. Keep walking. I haven't brought you this far just to let you blend into the crowd. The very ground beneath your feet will testify. This is where the weeping ended and the glory began. The heavens have already shifted in your favor, and what you felt pressing down on you is now what's about to lift you up. That familiar road you used to walk with your head lowered, that sidewalk that carried the weight of your heartbreak, that corner where your hands trembled and your voice cracked from holding in what no one else could see. Those places are being rewritten in the book of remembrance. You may not believe it now, but your story is being rehearsed among angels. The street that watched you fall is about to feel the vibration of your triumphant steps. You have cried enough in the shadows. You have battled enough in silence. And now the heavens are preparing the scene where your deliverance will unfold publicly. I have assigned witnesses to your victory, not to gloat over your transformation, but to understand that when I raise someone up, no man, no betrayal, no missed opportunity, and no lie can pull them back down. My child, listen closely. You have outgrown the grave others tried to bury you in. What looked like a breakdown was a spiritual cleansing, a shedding of every false identity the world tried to place on you. That job you didn't get, that relationship that failed, that rejection you took personally, it was all part of divine setup to align your heart with my higher plans. If I had given you what you begged for in that moment of pain, it would have kept you from becoming the person I destined you to be. You thought you were abandoned, but I was removing distractions. You thought you were left behind, but I was setting you apart. That storm wasn't there to drown you. It was there to teach you how to walk on water. And now, the same street that bore witness to your confusion, your aching feet, and your silent prayers will soon carry the echo of your laughter, your victory song, and the quiet strength you didn't know you had until now. Those who once passed you by with indifferent glances will now pause, feeling something different in the air as you walk by. Not pride, not vengeance, but power that can only come from pain that's been purified in fire. You won't even have to explain what changed. You'll radiate it. I've placed something in your eyes that no longer begs for validation. I've steadied your voice so it doesn't tremble when you speak your truth. I've restored your pace so you don't run from your destiny, but walk directly into it with grace. I'm not just changing your surroundings, I'm upgrading your soul. There's a different kind of favor waiting for those who remain faithful through the valley. And you, my beloved, have walked that path with more courage than you give yourself credit for. There is no part of your journey I will waste. Not the tears, not the doubts, not the days you didn't want to get out of bed but did anyway. The fire refined you. The silence taught you. The fall humbled you. And now the resurrection begins. I'm calling forth people who once avoided you to witness your unveiling. I am aligning divine helpers, unexpected opportunities, supernatural provisions, and heart-healing breakthroughs that all converge at the intersection of that place where you almost gave up. The very ground that caught your tears is about to carry the roots of your new season. I'm not just healing what hurt you. I'm building something unshakable through it. That loss didn't destroy you. It delivered you into clarity. That betrayal didn't crush you. It crowned you with spiritual discernment. That failure wasn't final. It was fertilizer for the fruit I'm about to bring forth. And while others are still asking how you survived, I'll be handing you keys to doors no one else can open. There's a divine unveiling happening, and it starts right where you thought it ended. That is where I'll meet you, not in the sanitized version of your life, but right in the messy, overlooked, rejected chapter. And from there, we rise together. Watch what I do next. And now, as heaven leans in and time bows before my will, I need you to understand the magnitude of what is coming next. Because the restoration I'm preparing for you is not a quiet one. It will be loud with miracles, full with justice, bursting with beauty that only grows out of broken ground. That street you once dragged your feet on in agony is the very place where people will stop to stare, not in pity, but in awe, wondering how someone so defeated could now walk with such divine dignity. I have turned your wounds into weapons, your heartbreak into holy wisdom, your tears into the ink of your testimony, and I have ensured that not one moment of your suffering was wasted. My child, what's coming is not just healing, it's a holy reversal. What you thought was the end of your story was only the end of your wilderness. And now, you are stepping into your promised land. The years the locusts devoured, the time you lost in confusion, the nights you spent praying with no reply, all of it is being repaid sevenfold. The ones who laughed at your stillness will now be silenced by your speed. You will move with the kind of momentum that no man can block because it doesn't come from effort, it comes from anointing. You won't need to explain yourself. They'll see it in your posture, hear it in your voice, feel it in your presence. You've been transformed from the inside out. That street was your altar. Those tears were your offering. And now I'm sending heaven's rain upon your seed. A harvest is on the horizon that's so personal, so specific, so supernatural, it will make even your past self weep with gratitude. And yes, I allowed you to walk through sorrow not because I was absent, but because I was near, watching you become what you never imagined possible. You see, the victory ahead isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving that I never left. It's about walking in peace while the world still spins in chaos. It's about smiling from the depths of healing no one can trace. I'm going to send people into your life who don't just want to be near your light. They'll protect it. I'm going to unlock doors that were closed to others because your heart remained pure when bitterness was the easier choice. I'm going to place your name on the lips of those in high places who have the ability to change the entire trajectory of your life with a single act of obedience to my whisper. And through all of this, you'll never have to beg again. No more begging for clarity, love, respect, answers, peace, or purpose. I've already assigned angels to walk beside you, to open what's locked, to shield what's sacred, and to war against anything that threatens your destiny. You are not walking the same way you once did. This time, you're walking with me fully, finally, and freely. That moment you almost gave up, that was when I breathed new strength into your spirit. That text you didn't send, that tear you held back, that breath you took before breaking, that was the moment I crowned you in silence. They didn't see it, but heaven did. And now the trumpet sounds. The season of quiet growth is over, and the season of public glory has begun. I'm putting honor where shame once lived. I'm giving clarity where there was once confusion. And I'm blessing you in ways so specific that even your doubts will kneel and surrender. That street will witness joy. That street will carry music. That street will echo with the sound of your healed laughter. And the old version of you, the one who thought it was over, will be left in awe of who you've become. Because what's coming for you is not just a comeback, it's a coronation. I will give you beauty for ashes, a double portion for your trouble, and elevation with no expiration. Stay with me, keep walking, don't turn around. What you're about to step into is worth every tear that fell. Watch what I do next.